In our daily lives, we cannot avoid situations or people who might make us angry, upset, or hurt. However, letting these emotions control us and disturb our mood can lead to undesirable consequences, such as damaging relationships, decreasing work productivity, or even negatively affecting our mental and physical health. So, how can we control these negative emotions and never get angry or disturbed by anyone? Hello everyone, welcome to the Stoic Lessons channel. This is where we explore profound life philosophies and valuable lessons for personal development. Through our videos, you will find inspiring stories, essential skills for facing difficulties, and mindsets that help you live a meaningful life. In this video, we will explore how to never get angry or disturbed by anyone. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and make positive changes in our lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest knowledge. Now, let's get started. One of the most effective methods to achieve this is by applying Stoic thinking, an ancient Greek philosophy with fundamental principles that help people live a peaceful life with self-control. Stoic philosophy teaches that we cannot control external events, but we can fully control our reactions and attitudes toward those events. Therefore, not getting angry or letting others disturb us is entirely possible if we apply the principles of this philosophy in our lives. Understand what you can control and what you cannot control. The first principle of Stoic thinking is to clearly distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot control. According to Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca, we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we react to their actions. When you are bothered or angry by something someone says or does, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, can I change this person's actions? If the answer is no, then you need to accept that you cannot control others and instead focus on controlling your own emotions. Your emotions are not the result of someone else's actions but rather the result of how you choose to react to those actions. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to what happens that makes the difference." Once you understand that you cannot change others' actions, you will no longer be swept up by anger and frustration. You will realize that these emotions are the result of your own choices, and you have the power to change them. Focus on yourself. Stoic thinking encourages us to focus on self-development and maintaining inner peace. Instead of looking at external factors, turn inward and ask yourself, why am I angry? Is this really important? We often get distracted by the situations created by others. However, when you know how to master yourself and clearly recognize your emotions, you will be able to control your reactions to any situation. In fact, anger often arises from misunderstanding or unrealistic expectations about others' actions. When we accept that people have the right to act as they wish, we will no longer be shocked or angry when they do something that displeases us. Awareness of the impermanence of life. One of the most important concepts in Stoic thinking is the awareness of life's impermanence. Everything in life changes, and nothing lasts forever. If you understand that life is impermanent and everything, from situations to people, can change in an instant, you will learn to let go of the negative emotions caused by others or circumstances. We can see a clear example of impermanence in the changes of relationships. People who make you feel comfortable today might act in a way that hurts or angers you tomorrow. If you realize that this is part of life, you will easily let go of those angry emotions and learn to forgive others. When you are aware of this impermanence, you can learn to look at things from a different perspective, not too heavily or angrily, because of others' actions. Instead of falling into a spiral of negative emotions, you will be able to adapt and understand that everything has a reason, and change is inevitable. Acceptance and forgiveness. One of the key principles of Stoic thinking is acceptance and forgiveness. Anger often arises when we cannot accept someone's actions or feel we are being treated unfairly. However, when you learn to forgive and let go of negative emotions, you will feel freer and no longer be controlled by things beyond your control. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "Always be ready to forgive others because they, like you, can make mistakes." When you view others' actions from this perspective, you will understand that everyone can make mistakes, and no one is perfect. Therefore, forgiveness will free you from negative emotions, and you won't need to get angry or disturbed by others. Transform negative emotions into positive strength. Instead of simply pushing away negative emotions like anger, Stoic thinking encourages us to transform them into positive emotions and inner strength. Anger can become a powerful motivation for making positive changes in your life if you know how to use it wisely. One way to transform anger is to ask yourself, what can I learn from this emotion? Can I use this feeling to improve myself? When you find a positive purpose from a negative emotion, you will feel that it is no longer a nuisance but an opportunity for growth. Practicing discipline and self-control. Not getting angry or disturbed by anyone requires us to practice discipline and self-control. To master our emotions, we must practice every day and constantly remind ourselves that negative emotions should not dictate our actions. Discipline helps us stay committed to our goals and life ideals. When you know how to discipline yourself and control your emotions, you won't let anyone or any situation cause you to lose your calm. You will maintain peace of mind and live a life free from external influences. Empathy and understanding others. Another important principle of Stoic thinking is the ability to empathize and understand others. When we feel angry or disturbed by someone's actions, it's often because we lack understanding of their circumstances and emotions. Others may not act the way we want them to, but everyone has their own reasons and circumstances. By viewing others with empathy, we can put ourselves in their shoes, understand why they act the way they do, and thereby reduce anger and discomfort. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of viewing others with kindness, understanding, and empathy. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what kind of people will I meet today? They will deceive, make mistakes, be rude, and foolish, but I will not be angry because I understand that they act this way because they do not know better." Understanding that every action of others stems from their internal factors, past experiences, life situations, and current emotional states, helps reduce negative feelings toward them. This understanding not only helps us stay calm in tense situations but also improves personal relationships, as it encourages forgiveness and reduces antagonism. Daily practice, a continuous process. Stoic thinking is not a method that works immediately after one application. It is a long-term and ongoing process. Every day, we need to remind ourselves of Stoic principles and practice them in real-life situations. One way to train in this mindset is through journaling. Journaling is a helpful tool for self-reflection and emotional control. Whenever you encounter a difficult situation or feel angry, write down your emotions and thoughts. Then, look at them from a Stoic perspective. Is this emotion the result of something beyond your control? How can you change your reaction to remain calm and not let the situation control your mood? Stoic thinking also encourages self-examination and setting personal goals for improvement. Each day, you can ask yourself, how did I control my emotions today? Did I let anger affect my actions? Through this, you will realize that this mindset is not just a theory but a habit that needs to be nurtured and developed day by day. The importance of self-care. An important factor in not getting angry or disturbed by anyone is taking good care of ourselves physically and mentally. When you feel tired, stressed, or under pressure, your ability to control emotions decreases significantly. This can cause you to lose your temper easily and be more affected by others' actions. Stoic thinking encourages us to take care of ourselves comprehensively, not just physically but also mentally. Create a quiet and pleasant environment to help your mind stay relaxed. This may include regular exercise, getting enough sleep, eating healthily, and taking time to relax and reflect. When your body and mind are healthy, you will find it easier to maintain calmness and control your emotions better. Additionally, practicing meditation or mindfulness techniques can help you stay focused and reduce stress. These methods help you concentrate on the present, rather than being caught up in angry emotions from the past or worries about the future. Accepting life's challenges. An essential part of Stoic thinking is learning how to accept challenges, difficulties, and suffering in life. Rather than avoiding or denying negative emotions, you learn to face and embrace them as part of the maturation process. When you understand that suffering is an inevitable part of life, you will no longer be angry or disturbed by unpleasant situations. A famous quote by Seneca, one of the Stoic philosophers, is, "It is not the events that cause us suffering, but how we react to them." When you change your perspective on challenges, you will feel that difficulties are not obstacles but opportunities for personal growth. Practicing this acceptance will help you maintain calmness and prevent negative emotions from influencing your actions. Spiritual freedom practice. One of the core values of Stoic thinking is spiritual freedom. When you are not governed by your emotions or the actions of others, you achieve a level of absolute freedom. This freedom does not come from controlling circumstances or others, but from controlling yourself and choosing how to respond to external events. Spiritual freedom allows you to live a life without worry or fear of things you cannot change. You are no longer swept up by negative emotions such as anger, regret, or dissatisfaction because you know that you have the right to choose how to react to every situation. It is this spiritual freedom that will help you maintain calmness and never feel disturbed by the actions of others. Focus on yourself, not dependent on others. One important principle in Stoic thinking is focusing on self-control and not being dependent on the emotions or actions of others. Instead of allowing others to dictate your emotions, you need to understand that your happiness and peace do not depend on anyone. The actions, words, or reactions of others can only affect you if you allow them to. In fact, not being influenced by others can be a big challenge in life, as sometimes we cannot avoid encountering people who are unfriendly, rude, or disrespectful. However, Stoic thinking teaches us that anger and disturbance are not appropriate reactions to these actions. Instead of falling into anger, you should focus on what you can control, how you respond and feel about the situation. Seneca said, "People are not harmed by what happens, but by how they react to what happens." Therefore, maintaining calmness and not letting yourself be swept up by others' emotions is a key factor in never getting angry. You can decide to master your emotions, and when you choose not to react negatively, you will feel free and unbound by others. Reframing stressful situations. The ability to change your perspective is a powerful tool to help us control our emotions and reactions. When faced with a stressful situation, the first thing you need to do is look at the situation from a different angle. Sometimes, events do not unfold as we expect, but instead of feeling angry or upset, you can ask, is this really important? What lesson can I learn from this situation? One famous quote by Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, is, "We cannot choose the events in our lives, but we can choose how we react to them." When you look at a situation from a different perspective, you will realize that it's not always necessary to get angry or feel upset. Anger only increases tension and harms your mental health, while changing your perspective helps you maintain inner peace. Practicing perspective change also helps you learn to accept the imperfections of life. We cannot control everything, and sometimes life does not go the way we expect. But by learning from situations instead of letting them hurt our emotions, we will continue to grow and move forward. Learning to forgive and let go. One of the best ways to avoid being angered or disturbed by others is to learn to forgive and let go of negative emotions. When you hold on to feelings of unhappiness, anger, or frustration, it only harms you, without changing the person you're angry with. Stoic philosophy encourages us to forgive, not for the other person, but for our own sake. Forgiveness frees your mind and creates space for peace. Marcus Aurelius, in his Reflections, also emphasizes letting go of anger. When you feel angered by something, remember that anger does nothing for you, and cannot change the truth. Forgiveness is an important part of maintaining inner peace because it prevents you from being imprisoned by negative emotions and allows you to continue living a fuller life. Letting go of anger and not allowing these emotions to dominate is an act of freedom and maturity. Forgiveness doesn't mean agreeing with the wrongdoings of others, but simply choosing not to let their actions disturb your peace of mind. Forgiveness helps you take control of your life and prevents others from having power over your emotions. Living with long-term focus and high goals. When you have a clear vision of life, with strong goals and values, you are less likely to be bothered by trivial matters. Stoic philosophy encourages us to focus on long-term goals and core values, rather than getting caught up in unimportant details or short-term conflicts. When you live with clear goals, you realize that your time and energy are valuable, and there's no room for things that don't bring great value. You'll learn to abandon meaningless arguments, time-consuming relationships, and situations you cannot change. Focusing on higher goals will help you remain calm in all situations. When you know that your long-term goals are more important than the anger or frustration of the moment, you can easily disregard trivial matters and maintain inner peace. Practicing mindfulness and awareness. One of the most powerful tools to help you stay calm and avoid being angered or frustrated is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you focus on the present moment, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. This method helps you identify and control your emotions as soon as they arise, before they can develop and take control of you. Stoic philosophy also encourages mindfulness in all actions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Reflections, wrote, "Live in such a way that every moment matters, and do not be distracted by things that are unimportant." When you practice mindfulness, you can easily notice negative emotions as they begin to arise. At that point, you can choose not to react, but simply observe them and let them pass. Mindfulness helps you avoid getting caught up in negative thoughts, emotions, or situations, while maintaining a clear mind. When you can recognize your emotions, you can adjust your actions and thoughts so that you don't react negatively to others or circumstances around you. Improving acceptance and understanding. An important principle of Stoic philosophy is acceptance. We cannot change what has happened or the actions of others, but we can accept them and learn to live with them. This acceptance doesn't mean we agree with everything, but we acknowledge that some things are beyond our control and cannot be changed. When you learn to accept others as they are, you'll find it easier to let go of anger or frustration when they don't behave as you expect. Instead of reacting negatively, you'll understand that everyone has their own circumstances and thoughts. Trying to change others or resist their actions only wears you down and harms your mental well-being. Understanding is an essential part of the acceptance process. Understanding is not only about empathizing with others but also about recognizing the motives and reasons behind their actions. When you practice understanding, you'll find it easier to overlook the actions of others without letting them affect your emotions. Understanding reduces stress in relationships and brings inner peace. Staying true to your life goals. Stoic philosophy is not only about controlling emotions but also about maintaining steadfastness in your personal goals and values. When you live with a clear purpose, you will easily realize that conflicts, disputes, or people who anger you are temporary factors, not worth distracting you from the path you've chosen. Instead of being caught up in trivial matters, remember that your goals are what truly matter. These goals could be to become a better person, develop your career, build strong relationships, or simply live a meaningful life. When you stay true to your goals, you'll automatically disregard unimportant things and not let them affect you. Setting goals also helps you identify your priorities in life. This helps you focus on meaningful tasks and reduces anxiety or dissatisfaction when facing difficult or unexpected situations. Focusing on your own emotions, not relying on the emotions of others. An important part of Stoic philosophy is not allowing yourself to be influenced by the emotions of others. In a society where the emotions and actions of others can easily affect us, learning to maintain control over your own emotions is crucial. This doesn't mean ignoring others' emotions, but rather learning not to let them control yours. When you learn to control your own emotions, you'll be less disturbed by negative reactions from others. You cannot change how others behave, but you can change how you respond. Calmness and patience will help you maintain tranquility and not get caught up in the negative emotions of those around you. Facing negative emotions with a clear mind. When facing negative emotions, one of the key principles of Stoic philosophy is to be clearly aware that feelings of anger or frustration are inevitable in life. However, this doesn't mean we must react immediately or be controlled by them. One way to handle negative emotions effectively is to pause, reflect, and assess the situation objectively. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it." This shows that, although negative emotions are unavoidable, we can choose how we respond to them. Instead of letting emotions control your actions, you can pause, take a deep breath, and look at the situation objectively. Emotions come and go, but how we respond to them will determine the quality of our lives. When facing an anger-inducing situation, instead of reacting immediately, you can ask yourself, is this feeling worth getting angry over? Imagine the consequences of letting anger control you. You might damage a relationship or act recklessly and regret it later. Thus, controlling your emotions not only helps maintain harmony in relationships but also protects your inner peace. Learning to forgive and let go. Stoic philosophy also emphasizes forgiveness and letting go. Anger often arises when we feel hurt or wronged by others. However, when we cannot forgive, we are only binding ourselves in a negative state, causing harm to ourselves. Therefore, learning to forgive is not only for others but also for ourselves. Forgiveness helps release the mind from emotional burdens and allows us to move forward instead of being held back by the past. An important principle in Stoicism is letting go. You cannot change the past, and you cannot control the actions of others. Let what has passed go by. Do not hold on to negative emotions just because you cannot forgive or forget. Anger will only cause you more pain without changing the situation. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in Meditations, "What has happened, let it go, and do not worry about it. Do your best in the present." When you let go of anger and forgive, you not only free yourself from emotional burdens but also become stronger in facing future challenges. Self-evaluating fairly. Another way to avoid feelings of anger and frustration is to self-evaluate fairly and objectively. When facing mistakes or when others criticize you, consider whether you can learn something from the situation. Self-evaluation is not about criticizing yourself excessively, but about understanding your strengths and weaknesses. When you can honestly assess yourself without defensiveness, you will find it easier to avoid anger when faced with criticism or feedback from others. Stoic philosophy encourages us to always improve ourselves and never stop learning. Recognizing and calmly accepting your mistakes will help you grow while minimizing anger when facing difficult situations. Do not let emotions control your actions. The most important lesson Stoic philosophy teaches us is not to let emotions control our actions. Emotions are an inevitable part of life, but if we are not careful, they can become the source of thoughtless actions and negative consequences. Developing the ability to recognize and control emotions is the key to living a peaceful and meaningful life. When you learn to remain calm and not let emotions dominate, you will be able to make wiser decisions and maintain good relationships with those around you. This will not only help reduce anger and frustration but also allow you to live an authentic life, staying true to your values and goals. Conclusion. Applying Stoic philosophy in life not only helps us control feelings of anger but also brings deep inner peace. Instead of allowing others or events beyond our control to disrupt our emotions, we learn to view every situation objectively, without being carried away by immediate reactions. Feelings of anger or frustration are unavoidable, but the choice is ours, whether to let them dominate our actions or maintain calm and clarity. Stoic philosophy teaches us that peace does not come from external factors but from inner control. When we learn to let go, forgive, and view things correctly, we not only free ourselves from negative emotions but also create a meaningful life filled with freedom and happiness. Life will always have its challenges, but rather than reacting with anger, we can choose to face them with patience and wisdom. Ultimately, Stoic philosophy is not just a philosophy but a way of life that helps us become better versions of ourselves each day, with peace and freedom in our souls. Let wisdom guide you, and you will find that there is nothing in this life that can make you angry or upset. So, together we have explored a new piece of knowledge today. I hope you feel more motivated to continue growing and moving closer to your goals. Never stop learning and always stay persistent on the path of personal development. If you found this video useful and interesting, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future videos. Also, please leave your comments below so we can interact and connect more. This is where we will continue to discover more tips to help you become the best version of yourself. Thank you for always being with us. Wishing you success and happiness on your journey.